Okay, everybody, we are live on YouTube. Shabbat Shalom. Hi, Dennis.
Hello, how are you?
Hi,
Dennis?
I recognize you from the Zoom room.
Oh, I'm Kevin, this is my wife Pam.
You too.
Oh, I have a hand fan. Would you like to use it?
Oh, no, I'll be all right. This is fine.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, it worked for me too.
Oh, you can film it?
You guys did that, I was filming when you were doing
Oh,
it.
okay.
Well, I was going to wait for Adam, but
outside having a good time.
he's
So they ask him to come in.
no, he doesn't have to give his devar for a while, so it's okay.
So he's around.
Yes, Gabe, I will tell him the next time I see him. He went somewhere. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, we're running a little late. Shabbat Shalom, everyone in the room, everyone on Zoom, and those of you watching us on YouTube Live. I am Lacey Dalby, the chairperson of Congregation Shalom, filling in for Rabbi Lisa Goldstein, along with Rod Hudson, who is also filling in as our cantorial soloist. We will begin on page 10 or page 128 in the big book with Hinei Matov.
Hinei matov u'manayim shevet kulanu biyachad. Hinei matov u'manayim shevet kulanu biyachad. Hinei matov, hinei matov. Ya la la, ya la 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 la. Hinei matov, hinei matov. Ya la la, ya la 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 la. Hinei matov u'manayim shevet kulanu biyachad. Hinei matov u'manayim shevet kulanu biyachad.
We continue on page 2 and 3, or 121 and 120, with the candle lighting. Do I have a volunteer to do the candles? Thank you, Elizabeth.
What part of page 3?
Whichever one you like.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us, as their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
Do you want the real lighter?
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, b'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. Thank you. We continue on page 8. I begin with a prayer of gratitude for all that is holy in my life. God needs no words, no English or Hebrew, no semantics, and no services, but I need them. Through prayer, I can sense my inner strength, inner purpose, my inner joy, my capacity to love. As I reach upward in prayer, I sense these qualities in my Creator. To love God is to love each other, to work to make our lives better. To love God is to love the world God created and to work to perfect it. To love God is to love dreams of peace and joy that illumine all of us and to bring that vision to life. Lahadodi, page 20 or page 138. As always, we will sing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9, rising as able at verse 9 to greet the Sabbath bride.
Lekadoti lekrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lekadoti lekrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad. Ishmi'anu el hamichad, Adonai echad, u'shemo echad, l'shemu tiferet v'litfilah. Lechadoti lekrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lechadoti lekrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lekrat Shabbat lechu el melcha, ki mechor habracha, merosh nekedem nesuka, sof maaseh bat shvat hilah. Lechadoti lekrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lechadoti lekrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, hitoreri, ki ba'oreh kumi ori, uri, uri, shir daberi. Kivod Adonai alayit nidla. Lechadoti lekrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela, lechadodi, lekrat kala, b'nei Shabbat, nekabela. Boi v'shalom, ateret bala, gam b'simcha u'tzola, doshtemone, am segula, boi kala, lechadodi, lekrat kala, b'nei Shabbat, nekabela. Lechadodi, lekrat kala, b'nei Shabbat, nekabela.
Page 27 or 145. Entrances to holiness are everywhere. The possibility of ascent is all the time. Even at unlikely times and through unlikely places, there is no place on earth without the presence.
Yikada v'yikada shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Yama divrake kirute panlik makute. B'kaye kon yomer. Ukaye deko Yisrael. Bagala, uvismahakari. Bimiru,
Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabba Mevara, Le'olam Me'amaya, Yitbarak.
Yitbarak, V'yittabak, V'yitbar, V'yitroman, V'yitnaseh, V'yitadar, V'yitaleh,
V'yitalam, Shemei Kodesh Abrihu.
Le'olam Kol V'kata, V'shirata, Tushbechata V'nekemata, Damiram Bilma, V'miru.
Amen. Page 28 or 146. As comfortably able, we rise and remain standing through the Shema.
Baraku et Adonai Hamivorak. Baruch Adonai Hamivorak Leolam Vaed.
Page 31 or 149. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, Hama'ariv Aravim. Page 32 or 150. Please join in on this one. Everlasting love you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Page 32 or page 152. No, 34 or 152, excuse me.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Shem Kevod Malkuto Leolam Leolam Vaed.
Please be seated. We continue on page 37 or 155. Love your God with every heartbeat, with every breath, with every conscious act. Keep in mind the words I command you today. Teach them to your children. Talk about them at work, whether you are tired or you are rested. Let them guide the work of your hands. Keep them in the forefront of your vision. Do not leave them at the doorway of your house or outside your gate. They are reminders to do all of my mitzvot so that you can be holy for God. I am Adonai your God. I led you out of Egypt to become your God. I am Adonai your God. Page 39 or 157. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot. That wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt. That there is a better place, a promised land. That the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness. That there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. Page 40 or 158.
Mika Moka. Mika Moka Pael Adonai. Mika Moka Nevakodesh. Nora Tehilot. O Sefelet. Nora Tehilot. O Sefelet. Makudukeka. Ra'uaneka, Ukeayam, Lifnei Moshe Miriam, Ze'elianu v'yamru, Adonai Yimlok, Adonai Yimlok, Le'olam va'ed. V'ne'emar kifada Adonai et Yaakov, Hugulo Mayad Kazak Memenu Baruch atah Adonai
Ushamo.
Gal Yisrael.
Amen. We continue on page 42 or 160. Grant, O God, that we lie down in peace and raise us up, our guardian, to life renewed. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Guide us with your good counsel. For your name's sake, be our help. Shield and shelter us beneath the shadow of your wings. Defend us against enemies, illness, war, famine, and sorrow. Distance us from wrongdoing. You, God, watch over us and deliver us. For you, God, are gracious and merciful. Guard our going and coming to life and to peace evermore. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukkot shalom, aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim. We continue on page 44 or 162 with the Shamru.
Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat
La'asot et ha-Shabbat L'dorotam b'rit olam Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat La'asot et ha-Shabbat L'Dorotam Berit Olam.
B'nai Ruvain, B'nai Yisrael, Ohi Leolam, Ohi Leolam.
V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, l'Dorotam Berit Olam.
Kishishit Jamin, Asa Adonai, Et Hashamayim, V'et Haaretz.
V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, l'Dorotam Berit Olam.
Uvayom Hashavi, Uvayom Hashavi, Shavat Vayinafash, Shavat Vayinafash.
V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, l'Dorotam Berit Olam. We continue on page 46 or 164 with the tefillah. As comfortably able, please rise.
Adonai, Sephatai Tiftach, Ufia Gita Ilateka. Adonai, open up my lips
That my mouth may declare your praise. Page 48 or 166.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu V'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rahel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor V'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chazakim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zoher Hasei Avot V'yemahot, U'mevi Gula Livnei B'necham, Lema'an Shemo B'Ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, V'ezrat Sarah. Page 50 or 168. Atagi Bor Le'olam Adonai, Mekayeh Hakol Atarav Lehoshia, Morid Hatal, Mekakel Chayim Bekesed, Mekayeh Hakol
Berachamim Rabim. So
Make Noflim Verofen Olim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Mishanei Afar, Mihamoka Balkeverot, Umidom Elam, Melech Memit, Umahayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua. V'ne'emar atah laka hakol.
Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol. Page 52 or 170.
Atah kadosh b'shimka kadosh, Kadoshim
Yom
kadosh
Yelu
Hasela.
HaSelah. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Please be seated. We continue on page 57 or 175. Please read along. You are with us in our prayer, our love, and our doubt, in our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still, clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Baruch atah Adonai, shiodcha levatcha birya na'avod. Page 60 or 178, Shalom Rav.
Shalom Raham Yisrael Amka Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Raham Yisrael Amka Tasim Le'olam. Ki atah Melech Adon L'kol HaShalom. Ki atah Melech Adon L'kol HaShalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amka Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amka Tasim Le'olam. B'tov Baneka V'Yarek Et Amka Yisrael Beko Et Golcha Bishlomeka. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amka Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amka Tasim Le'olam. Tasim Le'olam. Tasim Le'olam.
We take a few moments for silent prayer using the readings on the next couple of pages or the words that come from your heart. Afterwards, we will continue on page 62 or 180 with Oseh Shalom. Just whenever you're ready.
Oseh Shalom. Oseh Shalom Bimromah. Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu. Ve'al Kol Yisrael. V'imru. Amen. Yaseh Shalom. Yaseh Shalom. Shalom Aleinu, Yako Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Yoko Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom. Shalom Aleinu, Yoko Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom. Shalom Aleinu, Yoko Yisrael.
We are about to start a new month, so please join me on page 261 or 379 for the blessing of the new month. Our God and God of our ancestors, may the new month bring us goodness and blessing. May we have long life, peace, prosperity, a life exalted by love of Torah and reverence for the divine, a life in which the longings of our hearts are fulfilled for good. Rosh Chodesh Tammuz Yiyeh B'Yom Rishon Haba. The new month of Tammuz will begin on Saturday night and Sunday. Do we have any birthday or anniversary blessings for this week?
My oldest, but he's not here, so the youngest can take his phone.
I don't think it works that way.
If he'd be in the room, we can make that argument, but he's
You'll have to tell him that later.
not. Oh, I will.
He missed out. Okay, no birthday or anniversary blessings this week, so we go to page 253 or 371 for our prayer for healing. Mishaberach Avotenu v'Imotenu, Avraham, Yitzhak v'Yaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel v'Leah, Hu Yevarek et Hacholim. Joe Adler, Patty Baker, Sarah Cohen, Bruce Dalby, Nell Dalby, Bryant Dalby, Loretta Doty, Carolyn Dowlin, Stuart Dowlin, Jeff Duncan, Vito Frescas, Bernard Gottlieb, Melanie Hudson, Suzanne Carfield, Rick Kramer, Alex Langdale, Jana Lesser, Arthur McLeod, Dennis Martin, September McLeod, Mike McNerney, Robert Medeiros, Adriana Meyer, Emma Meyer, Carol Miller, Marge Muldoon, Cobb Muter, Min Muter, Robin Nelson, John Robertson, Shimshon Ben Avraham Visera, Bethany Sellers, Jennifer Semlin, Mike Stern, Marissa Urias, Karen Usatine, Emilio Vasquez, Sandra Wadich, Kay Williams, John Wilson, Betsy Winokur. Anyone have a name to add first in the room? Adam.
I think all this is Ruth Lyles.
Any others? Anyone on Zoom? Eileen?
Jackie Krieger, Marlene Frepley, Ronnie Ames, and Jerry Graham. Thanks.
Thank you. Anyone else? No? Okay. May the Blessed Holy One be filled with compassion for their health to be restored and their strength to be revived. May God swiftly send them a complete renewal of body and spirit, and let us say Amen.
Amen.
We continue with the Mishaberach that we sing on the same page.
Mishaberach Avotenu, Mikor Avraham, Imotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishaberach Imotenu, Mikor Avraham, Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing, with Ruach Shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Continue on page 259 or 377 with the prayer for the state of Israel. Avinu Shabashamayim Sur Yisrael V'Goalo. O Heavenly One, Protector and Redeemer of Israel, bless the state of Israel, which marks the dawning of hope for all who seek peace. Shelter it beneath the wings of your love. Spread over it the canopy of your peace. Send your light and truth to all who lead and advise, guiding them with your good counsel. Establish peace in the land and fullness of joy for all who dwell there. Amen.
Amen.
Now I'd like to welcome Adam Falkowitz, who will kindly be doing our Devar Torah tonight on Parsha Korach. I'm very excited to hear what he has to say.
Lacey, you're not allowed to be excited
Why not?
because I said so. And I'm sporting a little bit of a headache. So I have this thing written out. So be prepared for a verbal barrage. Parshat Korah tells of the rebellion of Korah, Dathan, Abiram, and On against the leadership of Moses and Aaron. With 250 respected leaders of the community, they accused Moses of Aaron and Aaron of acting holier than the other Israelites.
Could you speak up a little bit?
I can try. Normally I could, but my head is just not in a good place.
I have difficulty hearing.
Okay. Now I'm going to start laughing. Sorry. Hearing their complaint, Moses instructs them to bring offerings to the sanctuary on the next day and tells them that God will demonstrate who is to be trusted as leader of the community. The next morning, the leaders of the rebellion and their followers are punished. Some are swallowed when the earth opens. Others are killed by fire or plague. The community then accuses Moses and Aaron of bringing death upon the people. God threatens to destroy the entire people, but Moses orders Aaron to place an offering on the altar, which is meant to save the people from harm. Moses then organizes the priesthood to be headed by Aaron and his descendants. They, along with the tribe of Levi, are to be responsible for managing all gifts donated to the sanctuary. Unlike other tribes of Israel, Levites are not given any territory. They are given offerings as payment for their work in the sanctuary. Those aren't my words. That is summary from the information that I received. Now, one of the things that we're going to deal with is a question. So my question that I pose is, often our zeal is carried out with the best of intentions. For example, we want our partner or children to succeed, or if we run interference with a new team member, then we can move on to the next step of the project more quickly if we intervene. So visualize a situation when you zealously stepped in to help an individual, while in retrospect, you should have let them find their own way. What motivated you to be zealous? Almost said jealous, but zealous. What factors should be taken into consideration in deciding when to step in and when to stay out? It's an interesting question. So let me continue. Both Korah and Moses displayed characters of zeal and alacrity for completing an action, usually a mitzvah, The negative side of that trait is merely haste. Zeal is further defined as a great enthusiasm or eagerness. Korah clearly exemplifies the latter. What causes Korah and his followers to dismiss the opportunities laid before them is laziness, which is understood to be the opposite of zeal. Moses Chaim Luzzatto explains this in the 18th century Musar text, The Path of the Upright. And I apologize for giggling. I'm stumbling over words. We often see people who know in their heart what their duty is, who are certain as to the proper means of saving their soul, and who are aware of their duty to their Creator, yet who fail to be governed by the knowledge of no other reason other than indolence. When love of ease overmasters their intellect, they are so inclined to listen to such arguments that they are deaf to the voices of the wise and discerning. Indolence does not allow them even to give heed to the words of those who reprove them. They regard them all as blunderers and fools. They think they alone are wise. Furthermore, Luzzatto warns that laziness is a part of human nature. It is described as something that drags a person down. Aaron, like Moses, embodies the positive aspects of zealot behavior. The matter is fulfilled with proper zriut, as the trait is described by Rabbi Ira Stone. See then that the person who is an ardent worshiper of God does not act sluggishly in the performance of mitzvot. The person moves with the swiftness of fire and does not rest until such object is obtained. Further, there are negative aspects of zeal. Uprooting, tearing down, and the time for war are good examples. Sometimes we might take the bull by the horns and zealously fight for what is right, and we would be respectable if we stood by and did nothing. Two situations when zealous assertions might be more effective is when most people don't want to be pushed into our way of thinking, and aggressive zeal often reaps an emotional response only. And we see that within the Parsha. And it further rolls into when you engage in that kind of approach with your kids or other people in trying to steer them into a direction or intervene in a matter. I have quite a bit of, let me hop around a little bit more in this. So my father-in-law, Ron Fraser, was actually a Catholic deacon. He passed away last November. And I wanted to add a little blurb of what he said in one of his homilies. And it was about the spectators in a baseball game criticizing the players, but not playing the game themselves. His message was that we need to be participants in life, in our faith, and within the aspect of our community, not as critical spectators, but as participants. And our intentions need to be for the team, meaning our community, and we need to take positive action to live that intention from the benefit of the community, not just sit in the stands and complain that the outcome is not what we want. Our oldest actually played baseball all through high school, and even prior to that. They came within 3 wins of going to Williamsport when he was 12 years old. And you can't believe how many baseball games we sat at. And you had parents from both teams calling out all sorts of different things that were appropriate, inappropriate, semi-appropriate, and downright offensive. And it is in part an attempt to intervene with Blue, the ref. And all of those things are inappropriate. Christy and I are also refs in fencing. So I get really bored when it comes to just sitting around and watching everything unfold. So you get 5 minutes worth of action and then 12 hours of just sitting around trying to figure out, which part of your tail is engaged in pain. So we decided to become refs. In fencing, the cool thing is that there is actually, you can black card somebody for getting into it with a ref. So there are controls on that kind of a system to where you have an external individual that comes in and tries to intervene in a bout, which is akin to coming in and stepping in and trying to do something to change an outcome of a situation for either your child, team member, or what have you. Then one of the other things that I ended up looking at is because when you take a look at the perspective of an intervention, and this is essentially what this question asks, is one of the things that you have to look at in the analysis of it is, what is your intent? And I actually pulled an article by Lauren Sorensen, who's a senior advisor of learning and communications on the strategy team at CVS Health. And she goes on to say, an intention is a clear plan you set for your kid's life or action. Once we set our intention, which includes what we want to do and how we want to feel as we do it, our next best steps become clear. Intent is the motivation or purpose behind our action. Although our intent may be good, if it is not communicated well or the behavior that follows doesn't match it, then the outcome will not be as planned. We want people to see us based on our intent, but remember the old adage, actions speak louder than words. Most people judge us by our actions. If we all judged people by their intent, the world would be a much happier place. And that goes across the entirety of the spectrum. In communicating action or taking action for your kids, here are some of the things that you need to ask yourself. Is the behavior I'm demonstrating in line with my intent or trying to intervene on? Recognize your feelings are your own, not the kids'. And you could be bringing in a whole lot of bias or your own perspective in engaging and attempting to shift the situation. Listen when you're told that your impact doesn't line up with your interest. And that would be a dvar in and of itself. Take thoughtful, studied action. We are properly prepared. Our actions will bear fruit for us, our families, and our community, as did Aaron's staff. May it be God's will. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Adam. A lot to think about there. Particularly want to note the bit about participating, playing the game. It's one of the things I love so much about this congregation, our non-hierarchical structure that provides plenty of opportunity for everyone to participate, including in giving devarim, like Adam just did, and Rod and I doing services tonight. As I've been saying for the last few weeks, just the last month, I think, just like last year, we want to give Rabbi a little extra time to prepare for the High Holy Days. So over the next couple of months, we need volunteers to not so much give a devar, but to speak about themselves, introduce themselves to the congregation in whatever way that appeals to you. We have 2 volunteers so far, Maury Goldstein and Wendy Drezick, and I would love to mark everyone else down as my next volunteers. So please talk to me if you have questions or if you want to sign up. Additional announcements. There is an Interfaith Summit coming up. It is a 2-part session. It is a hybrid, both in person and on Zoom, and there is no fee. The first one will be Tuesday, July 9th at 6 p.m. Dr. Stephen Colas will be presenting on the subject of law and religion. Registration is required. The link is in your weekly newsletter. Please RSVP now for next week's game night and Havdalah at the Martinez residence. There will be no service on July 12th. That's not next week. It's the week after, isn't it?
This next week.
It is next week. The math is not mathing. So next Friday, we will not be here. Please join us Saturday for Havdalah at the Martinez residence, and you'll get that address when you RSVP, and the link is in your weekly newsletter. The next Friday, July 19th, the 3rd Friday of the month, we will have our no-host dinner out at Golden Meals Moroccan and Mediterranean Grill after a short service. It'll be our 3rd time there. They always treat us well. It'll be a great treat. Congregation Shalom and the Religious Action Committee invite you to write postcards and/or contribute funds to the Every Voice, Every Vote campaign to get out the vote. Details are in the newsletter. Let's see. And did I skip over it? Or is it just not in the, it's not in the bulletin, but we will be having Mahjong this Sunday at Corner Bakery Cafe at 1:30 p.m. You can contact Sandra or Andrea for more information. And it's a lot of fun. Please, if you have any interest, contact them, learn how to play. It's great. Okay, I think that is all my announcements for today. So we will continue on page 282 or 586, going straight through to 287 or 591 with Elenu.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol. Latet g'elav freshit. Shehu noten l'chaim v'yosei haaretz. U'moshev yikaru hashamayim mimah. U'shinat uzo b'kol ha'amim. Hu Eloheinu Eino. V'anachnu korim. U'mishtakavim u'modim lifnei melech malkei hamlakim hakadosh baruch hu. 287. V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz v'yom ha'hu Vayom ha'hu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad.
Page 295 or 599. We think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own. This week, we mourn the innocent lives lost in the Israel-Gaza war. We are in the period of Shloshim for Dwight Hall, husband of Grace Hall, and Joe Zwitzius, friend of Stan and Wendy Drezick. Is anyone else remembering a yahrzeit or observing Shloshim? Anyone on Zoom? Okay. We remember 10 people who perished in the Holocaust. Rosalie Elias, Rebecca van Egers, Ingeborg Johanna Sarah Cohen, Rosa van Dam, Judith Keister, Judith Kinsbergen, Gisela Hofstadter, Judith de Jong, Bella Kauf, Mitya Kaiser. We rise as able for the Mourner's Kaddish on page 294 or 598. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, be'al mal divra hurte v'yamlik malchute, b'chayachon v'yomechon udchay dechol beit Yisrael, b'agala lizman kari v'imru amen. Yehe shmei rabbah mevarak le'olam umei almaya, yitbarak v'yishtabak v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, V'yitadar, v'yitale, v'yitalal, shemei dekudesha brihu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nehemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehe shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom v'mromav, Hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru, amen. Okay, we will close with our closing song on page 330 or 634, Ma Yafeh Hayom.
Maya Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Maya Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Okay, do I have a volunteer to do the Kiddush? You want to sing some more, Rod? Kiddush is found on page 5. Or, what is it in the big book? 123.
Join with me. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, Eratsavanu, Shabbat Kosho, Yavanatraton in Kilanu, Sikaramana Severeshit, Kihuyo Tequila, Demikraya Kodesh, Zeker Litzriadran, Mitzrayim, Kivanu Varkata, Yatanu Kidashta, Mekohamim, Shabbat Kochika, Yavahus Ratso, in Katanu, Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen.
L'chaim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lachem min haaretz v'te'avon. Okay, let me stop the YouTube, and then y'all can unmute and greet each other.